Hello, everybody. Welcome to After TCGS. This is a TCGS after show. I'm trying out this thing. I'd like to make it a thing that we do on the regular to talk about all things Chris Gethard show. If you want to join the conversation, go ahead and do so right now at softcreep.com. There's a 24/7 Chris Gethard show live chat if you didn't know, and you can go there right now. There's a big broadcast button, and you can join the conversation right here, right now, on our wall of Gethheads, let's call it. I want to talk about, we've got 5 episodes that have been done so far of the Chris Gethard show. I want to get into a lot of it, and I want to hear what you have to say about it. I've got a lot of guests lined up for the show, and by a lot, let's not bullshit it. I got 2 people that I'm going to try to contact on Skype, so we'll get to them in a little bit. If you have anything you'd like to share, join us at softcreep.com, and go ahead and also give us a call right now at 240-BIG. Oh, that's not supposed to be Big Can. I think that's supposed to be Big Pan 6. Ugh, I screwed that up. Already, one screw up. 240-BIG Pan 6 if you'd like to discuss anything Gethard show thus far. I'm going to put that down because I already screwed up the damn thing. All right, well, let me get into my first guest. He was named the official TCGS Dum Dum on, I believe, the 3rd episode of the Gethard show. Please welcome to the show, everybody, James. James, how you doing? Feeling dumb. That's pretty good. You're the official TCS Dum Dum, the only piece of merch that they've released in quite some time, and it's got your face on it. How do you feel about that? Really? You haven't given away all of the t-shirts yet? Has that been a process? Has that been a difficult process? That is so good. That is so good. So was everything, I mean, I'm assuming everything was prepaid. I'm sure they didn't stick you with the bill for anything, but you still had to put in the work. You had to put in the hard work.
Weird small town in Delaware County outside of Philadelphia with the post office that's only open 3 hours a day. They don't like me. They threatened to start sending the packages back because they weren't flat enough.
They weren't flat enough? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got terrible news. I screwed up another thing. It looks like your audio was muted there at the very beginning, but James is joining us, the official TCGS Dum Dum. He was tasked. I know, James, I screwed this up so bad. I screwed it up so bad. How do you feel this is going so far, James?
I feel great. You haven't asked me to undress, but on the other hand, that means I'm not getting paid. But no, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. I've seen much worse podcasts. Don't worry.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So you were tasked with sending out all these T-shirts. What went into your process in deciding who was going to go home with one of the official TCGS Dum Dum T-shirts?
Well, in the beginning, it really had to do with one of 2 things. Either you had to volunteer to donate some money to charity.
Okay.
And I picked a few charities: Planned Parenthood, the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network. So that was one way you could guarantee yourself a shirt. Because let's be honest, there was, I think, 700 people replied on all over social medias.
Yeah,
and
there
were only 300 shirts. Yeah. And then, so you could do that. The second thing was that I could want to do you.
Okay.
But then I thought, that's creepy and weird. But then I thought, well, that's on brand. But,
yeah, how many people...
No, I had a cute...
How many people do you think went home with a T-shirt just because you wanted to do them? I don't want to get into it too much, but
yeah.
I want to know percentages.
I mean, I called it a cute and bearded clause. It wasn't really a banging clause. It was just if I thought you were cute and bearded, it was an automatic win. I don't know, like 10. I'm not good at being lascivious. It's a stage thing. Real life, it feels creepy. But by the 100th shirt, I was going nuts because Instagram wouldn't let me message people. After 10 messages, Instagram decided I was a spam bot, so it wouldn't let me get through to anybody. And then I was like imploring people on Instagram to go to Twitter because Twitter was letting me actually message people. But by and large, it's been a lot of fun, and people have been really nice, and people have gone to like my website and actually checked out what it is that I do, which is very gratifying. I've had a few cuckoo birds. I've had one person who got real mad and blocked me for over a free shirt.
Mad because they didn't get a shirt?
They didn't even try, really. He messaged me. It was like he he publicly tagged me and said, I asked for a shirt and you never gave me a shirt. I don't understand what I did wrong. And so I messaged you, and then I looked in the DMs and there wasn't one. So I was like, dude, you didn't DM me, but it's fine. You can have a shirt. And then he was like, no, forget it. Fuck you. And then he just blocked me.
Whoa. Okay, dude.
I was like, all right. Sorry about it. And then one dude sent me some very, very, very explicit photographs wearing the shirt. And all joking aside, I did not solicit that at all.
Wait, I saw you tweet out that you got explicit messages from this whole experience. I did not realize that it was a lewd picture that involved the T-shirt itself. That's awesome.
Oh, it was a set of photographs, and I don't know what your rating choice is for your shirt. I can elaborate or not, but it was two photographs. Let's just say it was a before and after.
A before and after situation? All right. I've got some people in the chat. It looks like there is some question is if it's still possible to get a shirt. Can you speak to that?
Oh, yes. I have almost exactly 100 shirts left, small, medium, and large. We're a bunch of fatties, so the extra larges are gone. My Twitter handle is James E. Bradford. So it's at James E. Bradford, or just go to jamesbradford.net and click the little Twitter bird. And I have about 100 more shirts that I am more than happy to send to you. You just got to ask. You don't have to tell me a story at this point. You can tell me I look good. Tell me I'm thin. That's
for
good.
Everybody out there, just ask nicely. Don't send nudes. And just be cool, right?
I didn't say that.
Okay, so you went from I wasn't soliciting to now it's a different story. Okay, so it is still possible to get a shirt. We got about 100 shirts left.
The floodgates are open, my friend.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. So I wanna get in real quick. I had a couple of questions for you in regards to your actual call on the show. You, of course, were crowned the TCGS Dum Dum from one of the most insane stories I've ever heard, of being 15 years old. And through chatting on AOL, which, by the way, perfect. I meant to ask. I should ask. Was this AOL days? Did you get the free CD from the grocery store checkout to then download?
Oh, sure. I think it was floppy disks actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I said in the story, it was of the days when you actually. No joke, every single email cost you $0.25.
Yeah.
So I had a $300 AOL bill due, and it was just from emails.
So at the end of your story, you said that the guy gave you $300 and said this is for your internet bill, and that was to cover it. So that wasn't just him giving you $300 just out of nowhere. Your bill was actually $300, and was that discussed with him, the cannibal, I should mention?
I think in my own coy little way, I brought it up in the hopes that he would give me the money. At some point, I must have brought it up. I mean, he literally gave me $300 cash in the car when he dropped me off. There were some cogs going in my head that was like, I don't know, maybe if I bring it up and then also do stuff to his dick, he'll give me money.
So I'm just imagining that over this antiquing that supposedly happened, that you're just vaguely dropping.
Supposedly, that sounds like you're questioning me. Not only did it happen, he bought an antique rotary fan, and to date, I wonder who got that fan after he was put away.
Let's all agree right now, though, antique rotary fans are super dope, and I've been wanting one, but now I'm second guessing it because this cannibal bought one while he took you out antiquing. Oh boy! So I want to know about this $300, James. How do you go? Yeah. This guy gives you $300. You're 15 years old. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. If I came into $300 when I was 15 years old, I would have just bought a Dreamcast. How did you use that $300, and did it raise any questions amongst the family as to how you came upon $300 at age 15?
So you would have bought a Dreamcast. Mm-hmm. I very homosexually bought a bunch of Madonna import CDs.
Nice.
So I definitely did not give it to my father at all, and I definitely did get grounded when the credit card bill showed up.
Nice. Awesome. So did the bill itself raise any? I want to get to the family portion of this, because at what point does this subject get broached amongst the family?
It's not funny. It's depressing and sad.
It's not. And I don't mean to make light of it.
No, it's okay. It's just Growing up in Louisiana was not super cool, especially, being a young gay kid. And I guess I've grown into my masculinity, but I was the eternal flame as a kid. So I had the only outreach that I had to meet other people who were like me was AOL and Prodigy and CompuServe. And again, in retrospect, they were all pedophiles. But
everybody
as a 13,
online,
14, 15-year-old, I mean, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was not the first unexpected charge that showed up on my father's credit card relating to internet services. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So that was not uncommon. Is that fair to say?
It happened a couple times. I'm not proud of it. I mean, there was one point where he actually got the police involved to scare me into not doing it anymore, which I had forgotten about until just now. Thanks for remembering.
Oh man, now this got real. But still, I would have had all internet privileges revoked. Did that ever happen to you?
Well, when you frame it like that, it sounds so modern. Like Johnny gets 3 hours of internet a day, and then it wasn't like that. We had a Windows 98 machine or something like that, and Windows 95 Gateway 2000 machine, and I was the only one on the internet. It wasn't even called the internet yet. It was just Sorry. So I'm pretty sure I just took his credit card again, and then at some point I signed up for a credit card in my sister's name to get an AOL account. I'm not proud of any of this, and the statute of limitations has run out, so stop your sleuthing, people.
Yeah, okay, that's true. We need to put disclaimers at the end of each of these that, like, you are in the clear, nobody come after you. That's good. Awesome. Well, is there anything else from your episode? I know that you said that you had seen just one episode thus far of The Gethard Show. Is there anything that stands out from
Don't call me out. You called me out.
I'm not going to call you out from it. Listen, are we going to be real, James, or are we not?
This is the entertainment industry. I will be 63% real.
Well, I don't bring it up to call you out. I just more so want to, like, is there anything else from the show, unrelated to your call that you particularly liked or that you'd like to talk about? Is there anything in the realm of Gethard? How long have you been a fan of the show? Or have
Oh God, like 7 years. I mean, at least 7 years it seems. It's since public access.
Yeah.
Which is terrible because in terms of our show, I mean, all I would want to talk about is Julie Klausner, and that's not fair to anybody else.
Oh, I'll talk.
I'm
to you
obsessed
about
with Julie Klausner.
How great did she look on the episode that she was on? She was fantastic.
Gorgeous, no matter what. She could shave her head and wear a burlap sack, and she would still be gorgeous.
She was absolutely fantastic. And you threw Jordan for a loop. He had no idea how to really process your call, which stood out to me.
Well, I guess he needs to take another improv class or something. I don't know what to say.
All right. But yeah, that I thoroughly enjoyed your stint there on the Dum Dum episode of the Gethard Show thus far. I'm glad to hear that you're a fan from back in the Gethard from the public access days. Do you remember what might have been like the first episode of TCGS that you ever saw?
No. I remember the one that stands out most was the first time they chose, which might have been the first season, the first time they chose their rando.
Yeah.
First time they chose the Chris Gethard rando.
Are you talking about Random Gene, or are you talking about one of the later randoms?
One of the later randoms, yeah. I guess. No, not Random Gene.
Random, I guess, yeah, if you're talking about like an episode where they picked the random, it would have been one of the later ones, because she just kind of like stopped in at the onset. But,
yeah.
All right.
But speaking of that, I'm going to be on the, I don't know, not this week, but the next week, I think. I should post about it. Anyway, I'm coming back. I'm coming to the set, so you may see my face on an upcoming episode. Not on the panel. I'm not trying to be fancy, but...
You're going to be in the audience?
I should be, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Maybe some treats and tricks up our sleeves. Who knows?
That's not for the John Oliver episode, is it? Is it for one of the later ones?
I don't know who's going to be on. It will be a surprise to me. I'm hoping to get into the table read, but nothing's been promised yet.
Well, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're going to be there in the future. I'm glad to catch up with you. I'm happy that you were so kind to answer some follow-up questions here. Is there anything else you want to leave these people with? Shameless plugs and all. Feel free. You got the floor.
Shameless plugs for all 4 people. Okay, well, I have a project at the 2017 Philadelphia Fringe Festival. It's called Queers of the Western Zombie Apocalypse.
Awesome.
So if you go to zombiequeers.com, you can check that out.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool little parody of horror films, and we've got a really cool soundtrack that includes a new song by the amazing Leslie Hall from Leslie and the Lies.
Nice.
So that's pretty rad. And then I have a website, jamesbradford.net, that will tell you one of the 5 or 6 gigs that I'm doing every year. So yeah, just drop in and say hi, especially on Twitter. Please, I have nothing but shirts. Just please take the shirt, or I will make them into pillows for homeless cats.
James, I personally will take one of those shirts off of your hands. Thank you so much for talking with me, and yeah, follow this guy on Twitter. He's a very kind man. I believe, James, you dubbed us the Foxy Bearded Boys, the 2 of us of TCGS. So
sure, I did, and I meant it.
Okay, well, I appreciate that very much coming from you, my friend. It's good talking to you. Thanks for talking. We'll see you down the road.
Sweet, bye everybody.
Thanks, James. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to switch things up. All right. If you're watching this, broadcast yourself at softcreep.com. That's the 24/7 TCGS live chat. If you didn't know that existed, it's really awesome. There's all sorts of people that are in there from time to time. Right now, there's nobody in there from what I'm seeing. Let's see. I'll just refresh the page again. Let's take a look. But you can go there. You can chat with fellow Geth heads from all around the world. You can cam up. You can web chat with people, or just kind of hang out. People usually just hang out throughout the day, throughout their work day, throughout their day off or day at home, whatever. They're there, and it's an awesome place. And it back in the Fusion days of the show, I was talking with Jack Phelps, who's a regular of the chat room, the other night, and he said that during the Fusion days of the show, there would be like 100 people in the chat whenever the show was being broadcast live, and they'd all interact, and it was such a fun place to be. And I really want to try to do anything that I can to help bring more awareness to that live chat, because it's an awesome place to hang out. It's an awesome place where you can get to know other Geth heads. I thought I Can Has Chat was the Geth heads chat room. Mary, it is. I guess Geth heads, TCGS. It's all one and the same. I'm messing up. So yeah, just go to softcreep.com, and that's where you can find that live chat. You can join this broadcast if you'd like. Other than that, let's see. Oh, James just tweeted at me and said, thanks, dude. James, sorry for a little BTS, everybody, but James is a very kind man, and I thank him for being on the show. I'm going to see if I can get another guest on the show here to talk. Let's take a look here. Oh, there we go. If you want to give us a call, this graphic is wrong. It's 240 Big Pan 6. Forget that C. I put in the wrong graphic, and I'm too lazy to switch it out now. So give us a call. 240 Big Pan 6 is the number to call, and you can actually talk to us on the phone right now. I'm trying to see. Yeah. I have that window open, right? Okay. So give us a call, 240 Big Pan 6, if you'd like to discuss anything about the Chris Gethard Show. I should say that at the very beginning, the song that was playing in our waiting room that led us into the show, that was the song Ambiguous off of the album Forget It by the band Don't. That was provided by fellow Geth head Jared Sparks, who was very kind to let us use that for this live stream. If you have any fan art, if you have a band and some music that you wouldn't mind us using, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a Facebook message. Send me something. I really want to make this a Geth Heads show where we can all contribute to it and all have a conversation together about the show. We're doing this as kind of a testing right now. Honestly, I scrambled to get things done last minute, and I hope that you guys enjoy this thus far. I'm hoping that we can build this to something that would be kind of a community, either after show or some sort of conversation about the show, because I think the Geth Heads are an amazing community, and if you're new to this community, welcome. It's an awesome group of people who do all sorts of stuff. We're getting a phone call, if you can believe it. Let's see. Am I going to screw this up? Oh, I screwed it up. Oh, if you just gave me a call, give me another call. I screwed up the phone call system. I accidentally hung up on you. 240 Big Pan 6 is the number to call. Give us a call right now. Like I was saying, welcome to the Geth Heads community. If you're new in the True TV, there we go. Allow. Boom. Hello, you're on the air. Who am I talking to?
Hi, this is Madison.
Madison, good to talk to you. Are you a fellow Geth head?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what would you like to talk about? We've got so much to talk about. There's 5 episodes that have happened so far about the Gethard Show. What stands out to you?
Honestly, I'm calling in to talk about my, Big Man 6 theory, if that's cool.
Yeah, Madison, you got it. I'll talk anything Big Man 6 with you. I am not as aware about the conspiracies of Big Man 6. Now, Madison, are you the person that started the official, what is it, the Society of Big Man 6 Facebook group?
No, I'm not. I joined it, and I honestly didn't think that I would be that big into the theories, and I just kind of totally fell down the rabbit hole, and I'm so into it.
Madison, can I ask you a favor? I know nothing about this. Can you give me what are the main things I need to know about the Big Man 6 rabbit hole?
There's just it's mainly just people posting different theories, and it's really interesting to see people string things together, I guess.
So what are some of the theories?
Well, my theory is that Bobby Moynihan is Big Man 6 because the 6th episode of last season was the one where he joined the Illuminati.
He did join the Illuminati.
And
last we saw Bobby Moynihan in the canon of TCGS is that he was just walking down the streets with the Illuminati and then just told them that to have a great rest of their night, and then he walked away.
Well,
I'm not
someone...
debunking your theory. I'm just saying that that's where we last left off Bobby Moynihan. That's a very interesting theory that Bobby Moynihan is Big Man 6.
Yeah, someone actually pointed out that there were 5 Illuminati and he would be the 6th one.
This is interesting. The devil's in those details. So you're saying he's the 6th man of the Illuminati. He was on the 6th episode of that season of the Gethard Show, and so you're saying that Bobby Moynihan is in fact Big Man 6.
That's my theory. Yeah.
All right, Madison. Any other theories out there that speak to you? Bobby Moynihan's one, but is there another possible suspect that you're on the fence about?
Someone brought something up about the Darkest Timeline from Community.
Okay.
Because for Community, they did a whole thing where they want 6 seasons in a movie. So someone said Big Man 6 seasons in a movie, and I just, I'm a fan of Community. There's a lot going on with that.
There's all these 6s. Everywhere you look, there's 6s. Okay, so 6 seasons in a movie. We got a 6 standing out to us. We're thinking that possibly TCGS and Community all fall within the same timeline. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, all right. And so, do you have any theories of your own that you've either provided to the Big Man 6 Facebook group or that you're working on right now that, and it's okay if you're uncomfortable sharing them because you're still doing your research, you're trying not to get Big Man 6 to get hot on the scent of what you've got, but any theories that you'd like to share of your own?
Well, the Bobby Moynihan one is my theory.
That's yours? Okay, good.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
Someone commented about him being the 6th member.
So okay, so I see in the chat, Mary is the person that made the Facebook group. Remind me, I don't have it on hand, but it's the Council of Big Man 6 is the name of the group, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're watching this and you want to join the growing community of conspiracy theorists of Big Man 6, find the Council of Big Man 6 on Facebook. It's a Facebook group, and you can talk all sorts of theories there. How has that community been going so far? You seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I was knee deep the other night. It's a good time. Shout out to Mary for making it. Hell yes, I love it.
Shout out to Mary. I think it's a great idea. I now going off of the rabbit hole. It sounds like that you had fun with last night. I myself will join the Council of Big Man 6 tonight and go down my own rabbit hole. Madison, thank you so much for the call.
Hell yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about the Gethard Show before you go?
I just really love it. Everyone's super cool, and I really love being part of this community.
This community is great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I asked James. I asked James a little while ago. Are you a newer fan of TCGS, or when was the first time that you came across the show?
Um, I'm kind of like a baby in this community because I was a fan of Chris's stand-up like a couple years ago, and I didn't realize he had a show until I started seeing the commercials on True TV.
Mm-hmm.
And I got so excited, and I watched like all the old episodes from Fusion, and I'm working on the public access episodes now.
Oh,
So I just really love it.
you must be loving this back catalog of shows.
Oh, hell yes. The Naked from the Waist Down is one of my favorites. Messenger Bag is my guy.
Oh, looking at dicks for an hour. That's a very weird episode, and I'm so happy that you get to experience it for the. That you recently experienced it for the first time. I myself have not even gone through all of the back catalog of public access. I started watching the show in like 2014, and my roommate did this with The West Wing. He stopped watching the show after the fourth season because he doesn't want to live in a world where there's no new West Wing, and I feel that so much about the public access episodes of TCGS. I don't want to watch them all because I always want to live in a world where I can find a new episode and watch it.
Yeah, there's so many public access ones, so it's like I feel like I'm not going to run out anytime soon.
Madison,
so that's cool.
Madison, I don't think I asked you, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Baltimore.
Baltimore. All right, awesome. Well, it's so great to talk to you. I'm so glad that you're a part of this community and are a baby to it. Welcome, if somebody hasn't already told you that. But like you said, it's a great community. I'm so glad to have you a part of it, and hope to talk to you again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Madison. Talk to you again sometime.
Cool.
Bye. All right. Well, that was awesome, Madison from Baltimore. Let's see if I can get another Skype call going here. Let's see. If the stream is acting weird, let me know. I can't really tell. I'm trying to get our next guest up on Skype and see if we can get this working out. Oh, the stream might be. Oh, did we drop a bunch of frames? Oh, no. Well. Oh, we might be down. We might have broken the mainframe. If you're still watching this, if you're still seeing it, let me know. Glad that Madison was able to get through. Geez. Is this straight up down? Let's go to technical difficulties while we figure this out. All right, sorry about that, guys. People are telling me that on their end, the stream looks good. It does not look good on my end. I'll just have you know. But in the meantime, I was able to get our next Skype caller on the line. So please help me welcome everybody from the most recent Geth and Meth Prepare for Death. Please welcome Kayla to the show. Kayla, how are you? Oh, no, Kayla, I can't hear you. Oh, no, Kayla. That's great. This gives me time to finagle your camera. Kayla, I still can't hear you. Is this on me? Boy, oh boy, Kayla. I've really biffed it this time. Listen, for my show, you can take off your headphones if you'd like. We can try that out. I know the Gethard show requires it. Oh no. I can't hear you, Kayla. I can't hear you. But we've got Eddie in frame, so that's all we need. It's still not working. Kayla, why don't I give you a call back? How about that? Okay. Let's give it another go. Kayla, seeing behind how the sausage is made, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is very loosey-goosey. How about that, Kayla? Oh, I still can't hear you. What is going on? Oh, I screwed it up even more. Kayla, I'm looking. I'm trying to see if it's anything. I'm not showing that it's anything on my end, Kayla, and I hate to blame you for it. Kayla, I'm not blaming you for it, but it's looking like it might be on your end. But I'll tell you, that Eddie is primo. That Eddie is primo. We're waiting a minute. Oh, she's going to give us a call back, it looks like. Well, that's fun. I'm not even sure if I'm seeing anybody's Facebook chats. That's how screwed up the stream is on my end. But hopefully you guys are enjoying it, if you're even still seeing it. Had some very, very kind people joining us on the chat. And while Kayla's not on the phone, I should mention to all you guys that it's actually Kayla's 20th birthday today. It's Kayla's 20th birthday today, so let's all be sure to wish her a very, very happy birthday. Primo Eddie, says Shane. And Shane, you're not wrong. We're just quiet. All is good. Here we go. We got another... Kayla, you got to figure it out, Kayla. People are dying to hear from you. In the meantime, let's... Oh, here comes Kayla, maybe. Kayla, you there? Oh.
Can you hear me?
Kayla, I can so hear you. This is the best.
Oh my God, this is the best day of my entire life. Hi.
Kayla, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks so much for bringing Eddie. And from everybody that's watching, who I think is watching, because the stream's been acting kind of weird, happy 20th birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's start off with what's important. What'd you do for your birthday? What'd your sister get for you?
It was my first day of classes at Monmouth University, so
Hey.
I woke up early for my 10:05 drama and film class.
Are you studying drama and or film there?
I'm an English lit major with a minor in theater.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Good to know. But first day of class, not the way that you want to be spending your birthday, it sounds like.
No, it always is though. September 5th. It's a very first day of school date.
Listen, I'm a September baby too. I feel the pain. Well, Kayla, thank you so much for calling us. Thanks for bringing Eddie. You obviously stole the show last week on the death episode. Everybody loved it, let alone the fact that you secretly had a dog the whole time and didn't tell anybody.
Actually, there's 2 dogs.
I know.
It's,
Eddie, and who is this?
that's Enzo.
Enzo and Eddie
Enzo.
and Kayla and Olivia, is it there even?
No, a third sister.
Oh, a third sister. Older sister or younger sister?
Younger. She's
Younger
17,
sister.
right?
Okay.
She's
all right.
17. Okay.
Welcome to the show, to the whole family. Now, you just recently got these dogs, or at least Eddie, right? Is that true?
Yeah, I got him on Thursday. Last Thursday was our first day with him.
So the first day you have Eddie, you immediately put him on national television for everybody to see.
Yeah, he immediately surpasses Enzo in fame.
Yeah. So Enzo you already had, Eddie was a new addition, and then Eddie, even though Enzo's put in all the hard work of being the household dog, Eddie's the one that gets all the fame.
He sticks out his tongue and he gets the fame.
I mean, I don't even want to joke around here. Look at how photogenic Eddie is, but Enzo doing good work on his own. Both male dogs?
Yes, both male dogs. Hi, Enzo.
All right. What is so Enzo there?
Have hands.
I'm gonna test my dog knowledge here. Is Enzo there a Yorkie of some sort, or am I completely off base?
He's a Silky. They're very similar.
A Silky.
All right, Enzo wants to go. Enzo, you can leave.
Well,
Bye.
NZC, listen, this is why you can't make it on. This is why you can't make it on the silver screen. Kayla, thank you again for calling it. I'm reading the comments right now. Mary says that the studio screamed at the sight of Eddie, which was
Really?
palpable. Alex is wishing you a happy birthday. We got all sorts of emojis in the chat right now of everybody wishing you a happy birthday, so that's very nice.
I was so surprised people liked me.
Hey,
It was like my first time calling in. I just found the show like a week ago.
really?
Yeah.
Kayla, you came across as if you've been watching this for years.
I was so nervous. I was shaking when I called. I was physically shaking. And so I was like, act cool, Kayla. Like, now is your moment. You got a good line.
Meaning your epitaph, you had a good line prepped, and you knew that you were just going to, you knew that you had it in you, you just needed the confidence.
I was like, if the joke doesn't land, like, I hang up. I never watch again.
Well, Kayla, I will tell you on behalf of the whole community, I know that there was an outflowing of support, both on the Facebook group and on Twitter and everything. You absolutely nailed it in your call. I do have a couple of questions for you. The first of which is, will Olivia ever forgive you for putting her on national TV without her consent?
I think she's okay. She was like, you could have given me a warning. Like, I was like, I didn't know. I think she's okay.
Okay. So she'll live with it. Now, Shannon, as Death, did tell you that Olivia was ultimately going to poison you. It might be for this reason, or what other reason could it be that Olivia would want to poison you?
I think it would be this reason.
Yeah.
I think this is it. No, her hair wasn't down. She wasn't ready.
Hey, she was sneaking it in though. I said she was putting the hair down.
Yeah,
she was getting at least she had some time to get herself all prepped for it. Now, you said in your epitaph that you strive for originality. I'm assuming that's away from like the definition of being a twin with Olivia. In what way are you and Olivia completely different? Or ways?
I just think I'm definitely more of like an extroverted person, and she's definitely more of an introverted person. So I think we counter each other in that sense. It's just like really hard to try to be like an original person when like there's a genetic copy of you walking around.
I get
like
that.
Straight up, like I got a twin. Like, yeah, what's wrong? But in the end, we're different people, and I think people need to like. I'm gonna stand on my soapbox and preach on identical twins that it's like we can't read each other's minds. Like, I don't know. What are the other stereotypes?
Well, no, I was gonna say that with being a twin, I know that there is like there's the annoying part that everybody probably does ask if you can read each other's minds. If you guys ever played a Parent Trap scenario, I'm sure you guys get that all the time. But really, like that interests other people. What interests you, it sounds like, is being your own original self. As you said, when there's a complete copy of you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, is Olivia going to the same school? Is she studying something different? What's going on there?
Yeah, we go to the same college. She studies music education, so we run in our own little circles, so it's fine.
All right. But you guys are still together. You guys are living together, it looks like, or was she just over watching the show?
No, she lives up at school, and I live at home.
All right. So Olivia's just freeloading off your cable subscription to check out the Gethard show downstairs while you're giving a call upstairs.
Yeah.
That Olivia, what a freeloader. Kayla, if it's okay with you, I'm going to try one more time just in case there's anybody that wants to. I'm going to open up the phone lines because we do have a phone number. However, I misspelt it on the screen. Call now, 240-BIG-PAN-6 if you have any questions for Kayla or any questions for Eddie. Enzo's around, but he doesn't seem to want to be on the screen. And what's your third sister's name? What's her name?
Her name's Izzy.
Izzy. So good to meet all you guys. So if anybody has a question or anything, you can feel free to leave it in the comments or give us a call at 240-BIG-PAN-6. So Kayla, you're new to the show. Have you checked out since like a week or so ago when you found the show? Have you checked out any old episodes of the show yet?
Yeah, I've been watching like nonstop, like embarrassing amounts of the show. It's like whenever I'm not like at school or working, like I'm watching the show.
Nice. So you've delved into the level of public access yet, or have you just checked out some of the fusion? Yeah.
I just watched the Dominatrix episode.
That's a good one.
With Perez.
That's a good one. I mean, I told Madison, who was on the phone earlier, and I'll say this to you, Kayla, I am so jealous that you get to experience some of these episodes for the first time, because that is just so that's such a I'm just so jealous of you. I'm at a loss for words. I do recommend Who Needs a Haircut. That's the episode that I show everybody as like a primer if you haven't seen it already.
All right, I have not seen one. I watched the Dumpster episode, which was the one everyone was telling me to watch.
Dumpster episode's
and
pretty
I liked
good.
That one.
Yeah, Dumpster episode is like all time. But if anybody's got any episode recommendations for Kayla, just leave them down here, and Kayla just come back here and check it, because I'm not going to solicit people to message you. Just leave them in here. But she needs episodes to watch. It sounds like any free time, watch yourself some public access. It's good stuff. Eddie is loving that head scratchies.
I give good head scratches.
So, Kayla, is there anything else from these True TV episodes that stuck out to you from episodes that you've been able to catch? Anything you want to talk about? I had a list of things from episodes in case I needed to go over anything, but I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, Kayla.
I don't know. I've been trying to get started on this Big Man 6 conspiracy theory.
You gonna join the Facebook group?
I don't know as much about the show as the others. I don't have a theory of my own. However, Eddie's gone. Eddie, you
Eddie's
could leave.
over it. That's fine, Kayla.
I do not have a theory of my own because I don't think I know enough about the show as a whole to give a theory. I am enjoying reading how deep I am. I really want to know if they're going to continue the storyline after the fight for the fish. I really want to know.
I mean, Kayla, Kayla, they're not. Chris Gethard was erased from existence, Kayla.
I read one, I don't remember who wrote it, that they were that it was Vacation Jason's version of Chris that was on the True TV shows, and that I don't remember who wrote it. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'm just looking at the comments to see if anybody's got anything else that they've added. Yeah, I really wanted them to oh, there we go. I really wanted them to continue that storyline as well. But alas, Chris Gethard was not erased from existence. But I like these. I like these theories. Are you already a member of the Facebook group for the Council of Big Man 6? Or are you going to join that? Because those are the only two options, Kayla. Okay.
I joined it.
Okay, I'm
ready.
I'm going to join it too, Kayla, and like you, I'm a little intimidated to share any theories because I don't know enough about Big Man 6, but it sounds like you and I will probably both be creeping the posts on that Facebook group for just tantalizing ideas as to who exactly this Big Man 6 character is. Call us up if you're still here. Call us up 240 Big Pan 6. Otherwise, we're going to end this in a little bit, I think. Kayla, let's see. We covered. Oh, as far as canon goes for the show, I do want to remind the entire community that in the Oops, We Bought a Bunch of Exercise Equipment episode, according to my notes, official canon of the show is that an adorable little old couple lives underneath the TCGS studio. And Shannon doing her deadlift completely woke up their cats. Let's see. Mary in the chat, who started the Facebook group, Kayla, is openly welcoming us to contribute any and all theories, it sounds like. Awesome. Well, let's see. I think that just about does it. Anything else you want to go over, Kayla? Anything else you want to say to the Geth heads at large?
I don't know. I thank you for accepting me so wholeheartedly into your community. I felt it was I just found this thing that people have been watching for so many years, and usually they would get really defensive over it, and I feel they were just nah, you're cool, you could come join this thing that we like too, and it was really great. So thank you.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. I myself am not I won't pretend to be a long-standing member of the community, but I've been around since about 2014. Toddy just sorry. This guy Toddy in the chat is saying, "I'll give a call in. I've been drinking." Toddy, this is going to be very difficult because I misspelt the phone number in the very first episode. 240 Big Pan 6. If you can think of that, and if you can call us in a little bit, we'll talk to you, Toddy. But Toddy was also asking how I got into the show. I just happened to come across it, I think, on YouTube, and it spoke entirely to me. I grew up loving public access TV as a thing in general, and then there was this show that was so uniquely fun, comedic, and just hit all the right synapses, and also was this like weird garbage public access TV vibe, and I loved it. So like I was saying before, Kayla, I won't pretend to be a long-standing member of this community, but I have been around for a while, and I agree with you. This is a fantastic community of some very, very lovely people. Toddy, I'll give you a little bit more time to call in, but otherwise, Toddy, I'm gonna stop this. Oh, Todd from Pittsburgh. Oh, Toddy, who's trying to give us a call, is Todd from Pittsburgh, a frequent caller to the public access show.
Oh, wow.
Todd, definitely.
I think he's the real celebrity. Who am I here?
I know, Kayla. Who the hell are you or I when Todd
who
is available?
Anything.
And if I'm remembering correctly, whenever Todd would call into the public access show, he would also be drunk. So Todd, we may need to have an intervention with you on the phone right now. But yeah, this community is really great.
Funny. I can only call in somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Todd, we're here to talk to you. 240 Big Pan 6, if you can swing it. Definitely getting a call from Todd right now. Let's see. Answer. Hello, is this Todd?
Hey, yeah, it's Todd. How are you, man?
Good, Todd. Kayla, can you hear Todd or no?
I can't hear Todd.
You can't hear Todd. Well, I've probably screwed the pooch here. But Todd, what do you want to talk about? I'm all ears, and I'm going to try to fix the audio so Kayla can hopefully hear you.
Do you want me to try to give a call back to you so we can all
Todd,
be on the
it's not
thing,
on
or
your
no?
end. It's not on your end. It's my end.
Is it me?
Yeah,
Again?
I was just
It
calling in
definitely me
because
first time.
I remembered you from this past episode, and then I
Do you
saw
want to
your
just play like a
smiling
game of
face
telephone
again
where you try to
in
tell
the
me what he's
Facebook
saying?
group. So I was like, why don't I give a call?
Yeah, give a call. Kayla, looks like Kayla and Todd, it looks like I'm not going to be able to fix this. I'll try to figure out if we ever do one of these in the future. You two can't hear each other, but I will play telephone between the two of you. How does that sound? Kayla, you down?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That'd be the most fun thing.
Todd, we had a little bit of crosstalk there. You said that you recognized me from the episode. You've seen me in the Facebook group before. Did you have a question there? I'm sorry, there was some crosstalk.
Yeah. The question I had, because you had mentioned you just saw like you came across the show via like YouTube and all that. Do you remember like the first show you watched and what kind of like brought you into the group or into the fandom?
Kayla, Todd was asking what the first time I saw the show was, and Todd, my first episode that I ever saw was The Human Fish Gets Waxed. I wish I could tell how the Chris Gethard show, through the magic of the algorithm, was ever like suggested to me, but I don't know that information. I just remember watching it one day and then immediately like spending that weekend watching a bunch of random public access shows. I never watched the show in like order. Like I didn't watch the Human Fish Gets Waxed and then go back to episode 1 and watch it sequentially. I just pick and chose episodes based off of like title and things like that, and I hopped around, and so like the episodes I've watched versus the episodes I haven't watched is like Swiss cheese. Yeah, I came across it then. Later on, joined the Gethheads group, and it's just been a lovely group of folks. For a while I was just like a lurker in the community, but I've been trying to be more and more active as not just because the show's been successful, because I've enjoyed the growth of the show, and I think it's at a really cool point right now. So, but you...
I think I may... I could be wrong, but I may have called in on that episode, The Human Fish Gets Waxed. I may have called in on that. I can't remember. But I think I did, because Sal was on that, right?
Gosh, I don't know if Sal was on that episode. He very well could have been. If it was,
in fact, Sal on that if Sal was on that episode, I definitely called at that time.
Well, Todd, I don't doubt it. I remember seeing your name a bunch, so it's funny to be able to talk to you right now through the magic of this community. Todd, what was the first episode you ever watched? And Kayla,
the
thank you
first
for being so
episode
patient.
I ever
while
watched.
we have this awkward conversation.
I'm sorry,
just,
Kayla.
like,
If you
both
hear it,
dogs are
don't hear
asleep
me.
on the door. We've got a dog
The
update.
first episode that I watched,
There's a dog
it
there.
had to be
There's a
wow,
dog there.
a long time ago. I was originally turned on to the show
That's the
because
dog
a friend of
update.
mine was just like, "Hey, you would like the show?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then he told me like 2 or 3 times, and then he was like, "No, seriously, you should watch it." So I did. And then when I started watching it, he stopped watching it, and then here I am to this day. But it was still earlier on that it was kind of like it's a small community, so it was really a wake-up call for me in a lot of ways because I made a lot of the friends on who are on the show now, and then also like they live in New York and stuff like that. So it was a cool thing for me.
Well, Todd, that's awesome to hear. Kayla, Todd was just talking about how he came into the show early on from a friend, and how that friend no longer watches the show, but Todd's still around and has made some great connections amongst the community. Todd, who is this friend that no longer watches the show, and what do we have to do to get him to watch it again?
Well, he has since it's been on cable. So when it was on Fusion, he watched. He still watches now, but he dropped off of public access.
Gotcha.
But his name is Mike. But he still watches now. Like he watches now again. But I think he dropped off of public access probably after like the first 50 episodes or so.
Looks like we got some confirmation, Todd, in the chat that Sal was in fact on The Human Fish Gets Waxed. So I appreciate Hivemind.
Yeah, I for sure. Yeah.
For getting to the bottom of their mystery.
But
you definitely called into the first show that I ever saw.
Yeah. I knew whatever. If Sal was on that one, I did call in because it's weird enough that like before Impractical Jokers, before that whole thing kind of blew up, I was a fan of Brian Quinn's and Sal Volcano's like before that. So it's weird that like they ended up being a big thing, especially for True TV at this point.
Yeah, and that the Gethard show could come in after that, and Sal and the guys being the lead into TCGS. It just seems like this weird thing that has just all come together. Todd, do you have any questions for Kayla or Eddie, who stole the show in last week's Death episode?
Yeah, for sure. I have a question for Kayla, and I may have missed it because I was just tuning into the stream a little late. But I wasn't sure when Kayla first found out about the show or like how she first got invested in the show, because sometimes it's like different when you find it, and then when you're invested in it, sometimes it's like different points.
Gotcha. Kayla, Todd was asking about how you first got into the show. We kind of touched on it a little bit. It was just fairly recently that Kayla came across the show, called in with a bit of nerves, and then killed it. Would you say that's a fair assessment, Kayla?
Yeah, I found it in one of those like really deep YouTube delves, like a 3 a.m. I found the sleep deprivation episode, and
was
I
sleep
just kept on
deprivation
watching
the
it.
first episode that you watched?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic episode. So, Todd,
The first one I watched live was the Dum Dum episode.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Dum Dum episode was the first episode that you watched live, Kayla. But before that, it was the sleep deprivation episode from the Fusion years, which is a pretty good first episode because Chris and the whole team, but mainly Chris, loses his mind that episode.
Yeah, that was my gateway drug.
So, Todd, it sounds like Kayla also fell victim to the YouTube algorithm for randomly suggesting the Gethard show to her, which I think, say what you will about artificial intelligence and computers coming after our brains and everything, but it led me to the Gethard show, so I'll sign up for whatever advertising mumbo jumbo they want to track all of my thoughts, because it brings me to things like the Gethard show. That's awesome. Todd, any departing thoughts?
I mean, I think it's cool that you found it when you did find it, and I think that's usually when it does reach people is when you need it the most. And I remember when I originally found it, I lived alone, a very lonely life, in an apartment by myself, and the only thing that I would really do once per week is like I would like drink all the time, but then I would be like, well, at least I'm drinking with friends this week, so I would like kind of check out the show and be a part of it. And I think it was like very interactive at the time. So I think that the community is kind of thriving in different ways now. So, I hope it keeps going.
Awesome. That's awesome way to put that, Todd. I'm hoping that something like this live stream can be our community's outlet to like have the longer conversations and the more deep conversations that maybe did happen at public access but aren't really a good fit for like the True TV version of the show. But I'm hoping that people enjoy this so that we can do some interacting this way in supplement to the main show, because I think that they're knocking it out of the park with the main show right now, and then hopefully this is a good outlet as well.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Awesome. Well, Todd, thank you so much for the call. It was good talking to you. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, man.
All
Anytime.
Right. See ya. All right. Well, Kayla, I know that was probably a little awkward. I saw that you joined the Facebook live stream during it. Very smart move, but I'll try to figure out that side of the technology. Todd was a very nice guy, and you probably heard some of it on the Facebook live stream. But I think Todd is a perfect example of just how wonderful and supportive this community is, and I look forward to making more connections within this community. And I hope that people enjoyed this. Kayla, do you have any parting thoughts to the Geth Heads as a whole? I think I already asked you that, but now we're wrapping things up officially.
I don't think so. I'll definitely call back if this continues to be a thing. I'll tell you which episodes I've been watching until I eventually catch up.
Perfect. Well, I know that we didn't talk a whole lot about actual episodes themselves, but I think we had some wonderful conversations with some fellow Geth Heads, which is all I could ever ask for. I want to thank Kayla for her time that she took tonight on her birthday, no less. Happy birthday, Kayla. Thank you so much for doing it. I want to thank James and Madison and Todd there, and everybody that watched, and hopefully who's watching in the future. Until next time, if we hopefully do one of these again, thanks Geth Heads for being awesome, and we'll talk to you again sometime soon. Bye!